All right, everyone's favorite person is about to come up. Do me a favor. Give a warm welcome for yours truly. It's not Henry Resilient. It's not Henry Snowflake. It's Henry Resilient. Originator Brent Pham. Brent, how are you?
Hi.
You got,
Good, good.
you got like some new earbuds or something?
Yeah. Well, not they're not new, but I decided to use them today to test them out.
Are those the Bose ones or
Yes.
whatever? Damn, Brent
Yeah.
got money, y'all.
I got money.
Them shit's expensive. I'm like, shit, them the Bose ones. All right, Brent, what's on your mind tonight? Are you donating to the Hunter Deno GoFundMe by any chance?
No, and I find this advertising very like telling not to bid. You've heard of the Barbara Streisand effect, right? Right, right. It's not this exact same thing, but it's kind of like now people are going to be like this entitled Power Ranger. I'm just going to bid just out of spite, you know?
Oh, 100%. You just rub that you run it up, okay? You run up the what you call it. So the Barbra Streisand effect is a term. Streisand effect stems from the unsuccessful efforts of actress Barbra Streisand to suppress a photograph of her coastal mansion and the unintended consequences of those efforts. Yeah, I remember this, and it's been coined the Barbara Streisand effect. I don't know. I don't know about this whole auction thing because I think what's happening with this whole do not bid, it's you're like you said, you're going to entice people to bid on it, but now you're advertising it. So even if people didn't know about the auction was taking place, now you just put the auction on every collector's radar because you're broadcasting this to such a large audience. Now I understand Scott's motivations for wanting to preserve it for them to get it because no doubt in my mind he's thinking about the money that he can charge for. Okay, we're gonna do suit Saturday or suit Sunday, and everyone's gonna show up in their suit. And if you want a group picture of people in their suits, you'll have all that good stuff. So I don't buy this whole altruistic. I'm doing it for the actors ordeal.
Right. It's and there could be a negative consequence of doing this. Well, if you tell the fans to stay away, what's stopping a collector who's just gonna use it to, I don't know, for other reasons that are less approved of from doing something with the
What
costumes?
what about a collector potentially buying these items? Do you think some big collector like a museum perhaps is going to just swoop in and buy up everything, or do you think they're going to be selective, or maybe a museum like may not touch it at all? Because if I'm like a Planet Hollywood, I may want like some ranger props up in there. I may want one because it may make for a good conversation piece.
Right, right. Not the fans, but a collector. Yeah,
And you're not
that's
gonna
not the no.
you're not bidding on anything.
My God, $3,000? No, no,
Okay, I mean,
no way.
what about I don't see it in here, but this is organized in price highest to lowest. So that means the Yellow Ranger suit is still available. Like you got some of these Dino Thunder suits for 1,000. Estes SPD. I don't even know who this is. Anubis Kruger for 1,000. Wow. The Go Ranger helmet for 1,000. I mean, I don't think it's going to be 1,000 for long per se, but it's definitely cheaper than damn $850. I don't know, man. Jannar, you got 850 laying around, but you're not gonna buy any of this shit though. Dino
I don't
Thunder
think
suit
so.
for 800? Come on, man. 800.
Wow, 850.
You'll get it. You'll get it. So, anywho, what else is on your mind, Brent? What about this BlackCon? Have you ever seen? You go to a lot of conventions. Has there ever been a time you went to a convention or bought tickets or bought plane, booked a hotel that it got canceled for?
No, never.
So,
Because yeah, never.
okay. Are you going to New York Comic Con?
No. I was
Okay.
gonna go to this one.
You was going to go to SplatCon?
Yeah.
Did you buy tickets?
No.
Oh, so you was going to get them
You
at
buy
the.
the day of.
So Brent is giving y'all some game, guys. For these conventions, you buy tickets day of, not in advance. You never bought tickets in advance?
For like the bigger one, like the Saturdays for some of the bigger conventions. Yeah.
Okay.
You it's a must. But for this one, I knew it wouldn't sell out. So
Okay. Now, do you follow Asmongold? I know you don't like Hassan.
as I heard about him, he talked about like marriage or something.
No. Asmongold talked about the Israel versus Palestine thing, and he did have a hard stance. Let's see if I can play it for you. See your take on the whole ordeal. Right here. Because you probably didn't listen to it.
If you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now. So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. It's crazy that people don't see it that way. They'd be doing the same thing. And how much did they kill? As many as they can. They're not able to kill as many people as Israel because they don't have as many bombs and as many weapons. But if they did, they'd be doing the same thing. That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways. It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them.
All right, you was talking about Muslim people and I guess Hamas getting obliterated. Don't you follow that? If I recall.
I try to stay away from. It's very politics is very complicated. It's usually brought up in entertainment spheres to deflect from addressing.
Are you talking about?
Use as deflection.
You're talking about Aaron when he came up and said that
Not just
shit.
him. Not
Yeah.
just him, but I hear this all the time. Like, why are you complaining about high
You
prices
keep
or this
talking
and that?
over
There's
me.
people
Then I can't answer,
in
and why am I here
name
then?
the country that you want to name: Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine. Whatever the topic in the news is in the political world, they use that as an excuse to diminish whatever issues you have. So, for example, we'll use the Legend of the White Dragon. Aaron tried to deflect by saying, "We feel so happy. We feel so blessed to talk something about Russia, Ukraine." I'm like, you're deflecting because you're. But when you ask for funding from those investors, you no politics was never brought up. I bet you were talking about your
Oh
plan to
shit!
make that
Yeah,
movie.
with the
But
Kickstarters.
all of a sudden politics plays a role when you want to deflect from criticism. People have to learn to separate the different spheres. People go to conventions because they want to celebrate good work. from different actors and actresses. If you want to diminish our passion by saying that there's people being killed all around the world, then maybe you don't belong in that convention. Maybe you should go to an embassy to discuss those issues. I hear this. It happens all the time. So when people try to discuss politics, that's why I try to stay away from it. Discussing it on an entertainment platform, because it's politics is used as a deflection, as a shield to
Well,
deflect from criticism.
as of today, it has become like a form of entertainment. And because of Asmongold's statements, he's losing. One, he got banned on Twitch for 14 days for, I believe, hate speech. And the second part, oh God, sorry, I got distracted. And the second part, a lot of companies that he runs, they asked him to step down, and he has. So I was wondering, do you think people should be held, I guess, per se, accountable for their stance in politics? Like if someone was to come out, it's a little bit more than that, because he basically insulted a lot of people who are of the Muslim faith. So he said their culture is beneath us, and all this other nasty rhetoric. And now he's facing the consequences. But like I said, there are people out there who believe in that rhetoric, who are upset at the companies for penalizing him for putting that out there. How do you think it
Right.
should? How do you think it should be? Should people stop talking about politics, or there should be no consequence, or there should be a consequence?
Oh, this is very tough, because politics is it's very complicated, a very complicated subject. And when I go on politics shows or like channels, and I try to weigh in, say that I'm not very well versed as you guys are, and you say something that they disagree with you, they're on you. So when your channel is against me, this is nothing new. This is all other channels are just like this. When you hold a certain belief, when you say that other countries like Ukraine, Israel, all these people, they do certain things, and you point out facts, people get in their feelings, and it gets very confrontational. So you have to be careful when you talk about politics. Do I agree with Asmongold's
There we go.
rhetoric? How he,
Way to get back to it.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. When you, in terms of his, I don't like it. But if you were to have a conversation with him as to why he, putting aside his very negative wording, and talk about in terms of the actual politics, I think that's where the discussion should be. Because there might be some truth into what he's saying, despite the backlash. I don't know, like, I haven't really looked into this guy, but there might be some truth into some agreeing with what he's saying, despite the way he words it is I disagree with it, to be clear, but
There you go.
I don't know. Very
Okay,
clear. I disagree with
you
what he said,
disagree
but
with it, but maybe some truth to it.
there must be there has to be some truth. Now, history doesn't care about your feelings,
Okay.
so he might be. So what I'm saying is that he might be the reason why he's saying it, based the facts that he's basing it on. People might not like it, but facts over feelings when it comes to politics, especially. So in terms of that might be, we might agree with the facts that he's pointing out. Now, the way he said it, I disagree with it completely.
Okay.
So
All right.
that nuance that's very uncommon on YouTube. It's very
It's so many Asmongold wannabes and Hassan wannabes. Pretty much everyone's talking about politics because it's lucrative, especially the wars. And when something negative happens,
right, and Hassan,
shit, I got to get on it. I got to talk about this. It happened. I got to be the first to break it. Strife said,
and Hassan has backing from Young Turk. His uncle is Cenk Uygur.
Yeah.
And he's a corporate hack and a sellout.
Oh, God.
Because I actually saw him. He ran a campaign, and I went to one of his campaigns, and he preached a good game, but you find out that money talks. He took I think like $1 million from Blackstone or some big investment company,
Okay.
and that compromised his what he said. So yeah, that's possibly very complicated.
All right. Buying tickets of the con, that depends. It's actually cheaper to buy in advance because they are the most expensive day for most. That's Strife the Warrior, channel stiller. So you're basically saying buying tickets before, it depends because it's actually cheaper. And I can say that for like Ranger Stop and Power Morphicons. The cons who's been happening like every year or every 2 years, they have a track record of happening. But from all my research, that was SplatCon's first at go at bat, and it didn't turn out so good. So there's that. Anything else, Brent?
Yeah. um, yeah, Nostalgia Con. They mocked SplatCon.
Oh shit! Yeah, they sure did. I got that saved. It's actually in my stuff. Because they were like, come to a con that won't get canceled or something to that effect, and I don't like it won't load. It's all right, but yeah, they did mock them. I seen it because Nostalgia Con was like, hey, they trying to rip us off or something. So it was some convention beef. Wow, you saw that too? That's crazy. It's crazy. Well, anything else, Brent? Because it could be a good early stream for me, which is a plus, and I may be able to make some moves. You got
No, not really. And I don't know what Janar's talking about, but I was reading some of the chat, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, my daughter says that okay, whatever. I'm like, hey, stop saying that shit. She like, okay, whatever, and then she'll run. I'll be like,
Okay, so what? Yeah, play that clip.
Yeah. I gotta find it, man. My skills ain't as good as they used to be. With finding stuff.
Okay, so what?
But anyway, that's it, man. Thanks for coming up, Brent.
All right, thank you.
All right, peace.